Hi guys, today I want to show you how the real Uzbek plov is made. Plov is practically a national dish of Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and so many countries in Central Asia. There are about 50 varieties of plov, and today I want to show you how my friends from Kokand, Uzbekistan are gonna make this beautiful plov. To make plov, you're gonna need kazan, which is this gigantic cast iron sort of wok that is specifically designed to make plov. And this plov that we're making today is for 30 people, so it's pretty big. Choosing rice for this dish is extremely important. And of course, the best variety that can be used for plov in Uzbekistan is called devzira, which is cultivated in Fergana Valley in Uzbekistan, which has a slightly pinkish color. But here in Northern America, any type of a medium grain firm variety can be used. And of course, you're gonna need lots of onions, and I mean big onions. You're gonna need tons of them, because that's what's gonna add taste to our plov. The best type of carrot that is used in Uzbek plov is a yellow carrot. But if you can get a yellow carrot, get the regular orange ones, but make sure they're really big, because we're gonna cut them in a very thick julienne style, almost like in the little logs. And I was trying to help with cutting carrots, and I was told that I was cutting them too thin. So apparently they need to be cut in a really thick manner, because when they are steamed with the rice together, they still have to hold their shape. So just like that. There are different kinds of meats can be used in plov. You can use lamb, you can use beef, you can use chicken. But today my friends are doing the plov, which has 3 different varieties of meat. And as you can see, here's the oxtails that are being sectioned. And of course, all the fat that's on the oxtail has to be trimmed. And the oxtails, the reason the oxtails are used for plov today is so it can give our broth, that zervak, what it's called, creaminess and thickness. So all the fat should be trimmed, and just the oxtails are left for this dish. And just look at this handmade knife that was made in Uzbekistan. It is absolutely breathtaking. In addition to oxtail meat, they're gonna use veal today, which is just a lean cut of meat that is used. So when you serve the plov, this type of meat usually put on top of the plov. Another type of meat that they're gonna use in plov today is a lamb neck bones, and these usually are gonna give a nice flavor to the plov. And oil is also very important, and this one is a traditional oil from Tajikistan, and it is a toasted sesame oil. After all the prep work is done, they're gonna start making plov by heating up 2 cups of that toasted sesame seed oil, and it needs to be heated up. And after it's hot, they're gonna add 2 cups of vegetable oil. In Uzbekistan, plov that size is usually made by a specially trained chef called ashpaz, and that person is the only one that can correctly prepare plov in the large kazans like this, and it's usually prepared for weddings or big events. In the beginning, when the oil starts getting very hot, just a handful of onion is thrown in that hot oil, just to kill the smell of the toasted sesame seed oil. And after it's done its job, it's going to get discarded. When the oil is hot and ready, the previously boiled oxtails are going to be thrown in, and look at the technique that they use. They just kind of slide the oxtail along the sides of the kazan. So they're just going to fry them up, and it's also going to give a nice flavor to the oil. And then they're going to set them aside after that. I've seen a documentary once in Tajikistan. Ashpaz, which is a master plov maker, was making plov for 1,000 people. people. Can you imagine how big that plov is going to be and how difficult it is to make correctly for that many people? After the oxtails have been fried, they're gonna start adding the onions, and it's a lot of onions. And onions, what's gonna give this plov taste? And the reason they are cut a little bit on the thicker side is just so they don't burn in the hot oil. And that's what's gonna flavor our zervak. And zervak is sort of like a stew base that's gonna flavor the rice later. A little bit of carrots are going to be added to the zervak to give additional flavor to it and also some sweetness and some color. At this point, spices are added to the plov, and they're usually cumin seeds, coriander, hot and sweet peppers, and some barberry. And sometimes people add saffron just so the plov can have that yellow color. They need a whole garlic to go into zervak. It's also gonna add some nice flavor to it. When the onions are ready and almost translucent, they're gonna start loading the meat. And this is a very lean kind of meat. This is veal. It's very fresh, it's very tender, so I think it's gonna be nice in the plov. Meat is gonna get fried up with the onions and the carrots, and look at this gigantic spatula. And of course, the bigger the plov, the bigger is the spatula. The ones that are probably made for 1,000 people look like shovels, I would assume. Meat is carefully fried along with onions and carrots until golden color. And then all the meat kinds are gonna get combined. So to that veal, they're gonna add some oxtail previously fried, and the neck bones previously fried, and everything is gonna get mixed together. So they're getting ready to make that stew, which is called again zervak. Historians say that plov is about 1,000 years old. They also say that Shah of Bukhara ordered to create a dish that will keep his servants and soldiers full for a long time on the long journeys, and that's how plov was created. As you can see, half of the amount of carrots were added to our zervak, and also more spices, the same spices that were used in the beginning. There are so many different kinds of plovs out there. There are sweet ones that have dry fruit in it. There are very light ones that have chicken in it. Today my friends are making the plov that's called the gentleman's plov, and that's when men get together and they make this type of plov, which is a little bit darker in color and also a little bit spicier. After all the flavors have been married together, they're gonna start adding the water to zervak. And only a true master knows how much water to add. But as you can see, he's gonna put his spatula right in the middle, and I guess the water has to cover the spatula. But if it's not enough water, they can always add it a little bit more. And at this point, they're gonna add garbanzo beans, which is gonna add a nice crunchiness to the plov when it's ready. And they're gonna drown inside that zervak some garlic, whole garlic. And because this plov is a gentleman's plov, as I told you, so it's going to be a little bit more on the spicier side, so they're also going to put some chili peppers in it. Now they're going to wait until zervak starts to boil, which actually took a while because they added the cold water to zervak, so it takes about half an hour, sometimes an hour, for the zervak to boil. And at this point, after it's boiling, they're gonna take out the garlic and the hot peppers. And I'm sorry about this tree reflection or shadows on the video. It was 116 degrees outside that day. It was very hot, so we had to hide under the gigantic tree in the backyard. Now they're gonna put some salt, and it's usually very generously seasoned with salt. because your plov has to have some flavor after it's done. And they're gonna put the remaining amount of carrots on top of the zervak. And what's interesting is that this layer actually does not get mixed with the rest of the zervak. It's just gonna stay there as a little blanket. And on top of those carrots they're gonna put rice that was previously washed in cold water, and everything is gonna get leveled up. And if there's more water needed, they're gonna add some more water. And once again, only true master knows how much water to add, but I think it has to cover the rice. After water has been added, they have to bring it back to a boil, and that's when the rice starts to cook. So they're gonna start moving the rice, the top layer of the rice, and make sure that rice slowly gets cooked, and also the water is gonna get evaporated. They're going to continue moving the rice around until all water is evaporated. And because rice is just on the top layer, it's kind of easy to move it around and make sure it gets a little bit ready. Not exactly ready, because they still have to bring it all together when the water is evaporated and form a dome shape. As you can see, the spatula is pretty handy right now, because you need to push all this rice from the sides of the kazan into the center and make it into a little mountain. After all rice have been pushed into the center, the garlic is returned to it, and as well as those hot peppers, because the presentation is very important when you reveal readiness of the plov. They're gonna turn the heat down under kazan, and they're gonna cover it with the gigantic pieces of foil paper. And also they're gonna put this a very tight seal on top of it, and the plov has to steam under the seal for at least half an hour. I am so hungry at this point. I can't wait for this plov to be ready. It's been maybe 3 hours or so, and here it is, guys. Enjoy. It is absolutely beautiful. Look. There is also a certain way how plov is supposed to be served. First, all these decorations are gonna get taken out of the plov, and you're gonna need some beautiful Uzbek platters, which are called lagans, and it's for specifically serving plov. It's a platter that is it's not flat, it has some sides to it, so you could put plenty of plov on it. So first, the top layer of the rice is gonna get mixed, and that layer is gonna get loaded into platters. Making plov for people from Uzbekistan is a secret ritual, is a piece of tradition that they brought with them to whichever countries they live in, whether it's United States or Europe or Asia. It doesn't matter where they live in. They always going to be making plov. They always going to have their families together, sitting at the big table, enjoying this beautiful plov with their loved ones, with their kids, grandkids. And as you can see, the little dog is very happy. He's probably waiting for a bone. His name is Jackson. So he can certainly smell this beautiful plov and all the meat that's in it. And I wanted to thank my friends for inviting me over to share this beautiful plov making tradition with them and letting me film this video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. From my family to yours, love, peace, and happiness. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.